I think, he comes out and with some of the highlights last night, some of the highlights we've seen this year. Those are just tremendous goals. Individual efforts. Probably as good as you're going to see in this league. I know I talked about this last week, but I think a lot of people forget. He's our captain. He does a lot more in the locker room. His work ethic is through the roof. He leads us. He's always the first guy in the gym, getting his work done. He just leads by example, and I think a lot of people forget that about him. And I think as a player, I've been around 9 years now, so a guy at a young age like he is, he's figured all that out, and it's just great to see.
I want to ask you a question about your milestone as well. You got your 100th NHL goal last night. I don't know how aware of it you were going into the game, but how did that feel? What does it mean to you?
I knew I wasn't too far off that. Pretty special. I think personally, a lot of people reached out last night. Hasn't always been easy for me. Kind of moved around for a bit early on in my career. It's been great for me here in Edmonton. I've kind of found my role, and I feel comfortable in the locker room. Obviously, I have the opportunity to be on the power play with some of those guys. That obviously helps. Getting some of those chances throughout the past 3 years, but. Yeah, it's a big milestone. I appreciate all the hard work from everyone, the support I've had throughout my career. And then looking forward for the rest of the season for our group.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Alex, you played with Ovechkin in Washington, and you got to see him score the goals, and you're probably like, oh, gee, man, how did you score that goal? But Alex always said all the goals were fine, but he wanted to win the Stanley Cup. Can you see the same burning desire in Connor that you saw in Alex?
Yeah, I think, I think not just Connor. I think Connor, Leon, Nuge, Darnell, the guys that the young core group there, I think they've done a great job of taking charge, and it's been great to see all those guys coming together and with one goal in mind, and that's for success. So we've come a long way in the past 3 years from where we were, I think, when I first got here, and it shows on the ice.
The other question I have for you is, what's it like playing in front of Mike Smith, especially early in the hockey games, where if you start slowly, I guess you get the feeling that Mike's dialed in and he's going to make a bunch of saves, and you can get your footing, and as you won 6-1 last night, he made a lot of saves early, and it seems like a blowout, but he made some saves early.
Yeah, he's been key for us. Sometimes the key saves at right times of game make a big difference. I think he's been a great part of the locker room as well. Pretty vocal guy, and he's been a great addition to this group. He's done a great job this year, and he's a key piece for our success.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey, Alex. I wanted to ask you about, you seem to have an innate ability to find those little open pockets in front of the net and in the slot and things like that. Is that a natural ability, or is that something that you really kind of have to work on and develop?
I don't know. I like to think I try to use my brain, try to find some open ice out there. I think the one guy that was really key for that was Ken Hitchcock, and he helped me out a lot with that part of the game, and try to use it as much as I can.
What's the key to getting lost in it, like for having to get yourself lost in a space where defenders really focus on and concentrate on? Like they seem to lose you in the slot or in those dangerous scoring areas. I guess what's the key to that in your opinion?
I think a lot is just timing, trying to see the play. A few plays ahead, trying to get to that spot at the right time. So I think it's timing and instinct, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you're there and play doesn't happen.
Daniel Nunjamboma, The Athletic.
Hi, Alex. I'm just wondering, can you pinpoint what being on this power play has meant to you and to your career?
I mean, it's giving me a great opportunity. I think as a player, scoring 5-on-5 is hard in this league. You don't always get the same opportunity 5-on-5, more so being on a third or fourth line. It's a more of a hard checking game. You got to be in those hard areas. And then being able to be on that top unit with those guys is, I know my role. I think some of the plays, I think the guys look for me as well, and sometimes that's really key for my confidence as a player. You're gonna get those looks throughout the game or throughout a stretch of 3-4 games. So. No, I don't take it for granted. I take pride in what I do, and our power play's been pretty good here the last 3 years.
Sure. And to follow up, can you, there's so many different weapons on that power play, obviously. Can you kind of pinpoint why it's been able to be so successful after, one of the best power plays in the league last year? It's been able to continue on that path this year. Is there kind of a reason or two why you can pinpoint there?
Well, we work at it. We have our looks. We I think depending on what's given, how the other team's killing, I think our group's kind of been together for a while now. We know where each other are, and I think that's maybe the one thing. Number two is I think we create a lot out of nothing. When you got Connor and Leon just kind of playing road hockey and reading off each other, I think that's probably the hardest thing for the other team's penalty kill to know what's happening. A lot of the looks it doesn't really show on video, so I think those are probably the main two things.
Jim Matheson.
Alex, you played on a lot of different teams. Like I said, you played in Washington with Ovechkin, who's obviously a superstar. Apart from Connor's skating ability, which is best in the league, what stands out in your mind that makes him better than other people?
I think this year he's been shooting the puck a lot more, and that's given him more opportunities offensively. I mean, there's a lot of things he does he's really good at. We can go on and on.
Take a couple of questions in French. Patrick Henry, Radio Canada.
Alex, félicitations pour ton 100e but. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que tu disais je n'atteindrai jamais ou quelque chose que tu disais que j'atteindrai plus rapidement? Qu'est-ce que ça représente en fait, ce 100e but-là pour toi dans la NNH?
Ouais, c'est une soirée spéciale pour moi. Évidemment, c'est un petit peu une récompense au travail, tout le travail durant ma carrière. Donc, c'est vraiment un but que je vais être capable de me souvenir pour longtemps.
Hier, après le match, Connor a parlé de tes qualités de leader. Il a dit que tu parlais beaucoup dans le vestiaire. Depuis que tu es arrivé, les gars ont vieilli, les gars ont pris de l'expérience un peu. Est-ce que ton rôle de leader a changé un peu depuis... parce que quand tu es arrivé, on disait tu es le gars qui est allé jusqu'en finale. Là, est-ce que tu vois que ton rôle a changé dans le vestiaire?
Je crois pas que mon rôle a vraiment changé. Je pense que c'est plus en tant que le groupe, tout le monde se sent plus confortable. Donc, je pense que j'essaie d'aider au travers de mon expérience, ce que j'ai acquis dans ma carrière, puis soutenir le groupe. Là, je pense que c'est important. Tu peux avoir plus qu'une ou deux voix dans l'équipe. C'est ce qui rend le leadership de notre équipe là, de meilleure qualité.